There's a saying as old as time about the three certainties in life: death, taxes, and a job!
Girl, get your...
Unfortunately for most of us, myself included, employment is just something that's inevitably bound to happen in all of our lives. We gotta pay the bills, you know, we gotta get paid. They're not getting any cheaper. Actually, they're getting more expensive. And in most people's cases, they are not working their dream job. So it is just a drag, essentially, you know, just something that needs to be done that we don't want to do.
But Gemma, there are so many unemployed people who need a paycheck as well. You know, they would want your job too. They would want all these people's jobs who are ungrateful.
Man, what the f is you talking about?
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Slap it out, you.
Saying that
Talking
stupid ass.
As I was saying though, in today's video, we will be discussing my 5 craziest 9-to-5 experiences. I've spoken about the kind of job I had. I said it was pretty boring, but immediately after I said that, it's like Milo's Murphy's Law just kicked into effect in my workplace and niggas just started doing anything. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to believe this is the same job that I prayed for, you know, through my application into the hellhole that is Indeed, and just patiently waited for my interview with a manager that eventually just left like literally the day after. So I told him all my availability and information and shit for no reason, but that's besides the point because I still got the job. So how could I really complain? I'm gonna try not to say too much though, because my manager already not fucking with me. But without further ado, let's get into the first event. Well, for context, actually, I work at a gas station. So as you can already imagine, all kinds of rude encounters, crazy encounters with customers and employees alike have happened. But for this first story, this is actually very recent. I'm just normally going about my run-of-the-mill day, ringing up customers, and I see this slightly larger man standing behind all of the customers ominously, as if he's just waiting to tell me some terrible news. And of course, he is. So he comes up to me and he's like, see, I know you don't really got much going on anyways. It's kind of a slow day. I made a bit of a mess in the bathroom, so you might want to go check that out, clean that up.
I'm about to start squeezing, man.
Of course, as soon as I hear this, I'm just immediately thinking the worst. Like, if your mess is that bad that you have to come over and tell me, then only Lord knows what you did to that toilet. So I just silently stare at him for a couple seconds before going to check on the monstrosity that he left me. And boy, did he not disappoint. Mind you guys, this is like a late 40s, maybe early 50s truck driver, so he should have some kind of home training. But what I saw in that bathroom would tell you otherwise. I mean, just shit stains everywhere, toilet paper all over the floor with shit stains on it, and he clogged the toilet as well. I didn't touch the toilet, I just mopped up, did what I could. You couldn't ask me to do all of that shit. I'm only getting paid $16 an hour, man. Come on.
But Gemma,
shut the fuck up talking to me, man. And that wasn't even the end of it. Soon as I got everything dried up, put the out of service sign on the door, caution and sweat in the area, I walked back to my register ready to ring people up for the next 2 hours of my shift. And of course, there's a man patiently sitting there. I just felt his ominous aura. You know, he looked like a docile man from the outside, but I have a trained eye. He asked me for $5.67 in gas. You want to know what he did after? He dumped 2 handfuls worth of coins onto my desk and he just walked out. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even bother to count it because 1, he had already walked out, and 2, it's $5.67 in coins and an assortment of coins too. It's not just pennies or anything. Like, I don't know, man. If my manager does see this, he already doesn't fuck with me like I said, so if you want to fire me for that $5.67 in coins, fuck it, bro, go ahead.
If I don't keep it fucking football, what the fuck you gonna do, Doug? Please share.
And believe it or not, both of those incidents were the same story. I have more experiences to go, so please sit tight, you know, grab your popcorn. Oh wait, I'm just kidding, I'm not waiting. The next incident took place on just a regular Monday afternoon like any other. I was looking outside and I locked eyes with one of these 2 ladies. You could just see in her face that she was clearly troubled, you know. She had that look in her eyes, those little eye bags that you could tell she was clearly intoxicated off of some kind of narcotic, which I found out about later, but we will get to that point. And they immediately stopped for gas, you know, started pumping gas, and she walked inside, I guess, because, you know, she seen me. And I guess I was just asking for it or something because, you know, I had been to the gym earlier that day and I was wearing, you know, those little black tees, you know what I'm saying? You see me busting out my shirt, nigga. But with all of that being said, you know, she was moving kind of loopy, you know, like fingernail in her mouth, you know, moving just mad promiscuously. And there's a bit of a line, which gave me an opportunity to like view her whole person. And you would not believe what I noticed on her leg. This lady had a whole ass ankle monitor on her leg, just going about her day like nothing's a problem. And my job is in a pretty white neighborhood too, but it just gets worse. Just hold on. So I forgot to mention, she was still with the other lady. The other lady comes up, she asks for 20 on pump 5. And then she pulls me over to the side. You know, still one fingernail in the mouth. She's like, hey, you're handsome. And I'm like, thank you. That's literally all I said. I was not applying any more pressure naturally because she literally has a big ass ankle monitor on her leg. And she was clearly drunk or on drugs, something. They finish ringing up, you know, I politely tell her have a nice day. They leave. Or so I thought. And then my dickhead ass manager comes from behind me after she leaves, and he's like, oh, Gabe, I think she was trying to flirt with you.
You wonder why you don't have friends and you don't.
Dude! A couple minutes go by. They finish pumping gas, all that. And she comes back inside. She compliments me one more time, and I'm thinking she's just here to apply more pressure. And then she says, I dropped my work. Have you seen it? Naturally, I'm like, no, I'm not really thinking too much of it. And then it hit me. She dropped her what? All those old rap lyrics I'd ever heard describing work, and for context, if you guys don't know, it's that white powder, you know. All that information just hit me like a wave at once. And I was still on the clock with one of my black coworkers as well as my manager. And it would have to be a cold day in hell if I said anything like this to my manager. He naturally did not do anything about it. So there was literally just a bag of raw sugar sitting on the gas station floor somewhere. Knowing him, that nigga probably found it and flipped it. But God forbid that shit got into the wrong hands. But bro, holy. With all of that being said, I know I said 5 stories, but I might have to wrap it up here. This video is taking much longer to get out than I had hoped. I will get back on the horse, get much better. Just a lot of life things going on right now. And it's already been like almost a month since my last video, so I'm gonna get this one out. And even since then, I've accumulated so many stories and events. So please let me know if you want to see a part 2. I literally have like 10 and counting written down. I have 6 alone about the black coworker I was telling you about. He is MIA right now, so hopefully he's all right. But please let me know if you want to see more of these stories, see a part 2, hell bro, maybe even a part 3. I could keep making these, honestly. That job is crazy as hell. But with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.
But Jim,